It's the author, or I should say, we have the author of 100 Things to Do in Salt Lake City Before You Die here in studio. Jeremy Pugh is here. Thanks. Welcome. It's about time we get you in studio.
Thanks for
I've seen the book, and I've been interested to talk to you about it for a while now. Thanks for being here.
You bet.
Yeah.
You bet.
So I got to start with, what's the number one thing to do?
Well, you know, everybody, that's a question everybody asks, and it's not really a ranked thing. I mean, I have my personal
What
faves.
is it for you?
Well, you know, there's a few things in there. There's two things about the Great Salt Lake, and I think the Great Salt Lake is this I grew up in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
And you just sort of don't think about it. And there's a lot of cool stuff. Antelope Island's an amazing thing to do, to ride a bike. And when you're on that western shore of Antelope Island, where you can't see the city at all, it's like you're in another planet. You know, it's so beautiful.
You can easily forget where you are.
And then there's this group of Hawaiian canoe paddlers that paddle outrigger canoes on the lake.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, we have a lot of Pacific Islanders
in
Utah.
But I didn't know they did that.
And they miss home, and that's a big thing in Hawaii to paddle, and competitively paddle those. And they go out on the lake, and they're really friendly, and they'll take you out. And
I didn't even know they were there.
Getting out on the lake is I think the secret.
Yeah, being really out there.
Yeah, and on the water is
sailing out there is a wonderful time. I've been told many times.
So that's sort of my it's kind of a thing that I think people overlook, and that the top of my list. But it's not a ranked deal. We have things from sports and outdoors, history and culture, even a little shopping.
I love
stuff
this
in
one.
there.
See a silent film over at Edison Street. That's a smart one.
Yeah,
Edison Street's
a cool thing. It's right by that big Century 16 on 33rd and State.
Yeah.
And there's this. They have this old, full-on silent movie Wurlitzer organ that the guy plays, and he's pulling.
He's looking for somebody to replace him. He's worried they're not going to have anybody.
I know, so
this was a smart one. This would be my top. So ride the Olympic bobsled. I used to drive the passenger ride program, and I'm telling you, I've never had anybody complain about the price. Worth every penny.
Yeah, but I did it once. I found it terrifying.
Did you think so?
Yeah.
We need to go again. A couple more times, and you won't feel that way.
I did it, but I was like, I'm going to do that once. I don't know if
maybe Jeremy, I'm going to get you back in. You and me and the two-man.
Okay.
It's going to happen.
Okay.
All right. Wow, these are some great ideas. Now, you're also a theater guy, so we've got just a moment. I wanted to mention this. You're a theater reviewer. Talk about one of the things that's coming up.
Well, the Eccles season down in Salt Lake, we got this new Eccles Theater, and they bring in these Broadway touring shows. I do theater reviews for Salt Lake Magazine. In fact, I'll be posting this a little later at saltlakemagazine.com. But and so they rolled out the new season. Of course, everybody knows Hamilton is coming.
Gosh, I mean, how do you get tickets?
Buy season tickets. It's almost worth buying the season just to
be able
get
to go to that.
And I learned last night it's going to be a 4-week run. Really? So really long run. So they're really trying to stretch it to
get as many people in as
and hopefully they're going to keep the scalpers away. But there's some other good ones. American in Paris, which was a revival of the Gene Kelly movie musical. It just opened on Broadway. It's a relatively new musical. Broadway musical, and so it's pretty cool that Utah's getting it kind of right out of the gate. Something Rotten, which is sort of a send-up of Shakespearean plays.
Wow.
It was another relatively new musical on Broadway that's touring, so I thought that was pretty cool. The other two I'm not super psyched about. Sound of Music. Yeah, it's an oldie but a goodie. It's an old chestnut, but I'm sure. And the Bodyguard. I don't know about that.
About that one.
But one thing though is the final play is Phantom of the Opera, which I've heard a lot of good. This is a revival. It's a brand new production. It's not the moldy oldie that's been playing on Broadway. So I've heard good things about it.
Okay.
So there's
some good ones. So there's some things to do in Utah. You guys in Salt Lake City, there are many things to do, and 100 of them characterized in this book as things you should try. And I'm just going to grab a couple more. Drink the perfect cup of coffee. Wow. Where's that?
This is DeBola. It's down by the Salt Lake Library, and he's insane. He's probably a little literally insane about his coffee.
Take the dog to the lake. Mill Creek Canyon.
This is up in Mill Creek Canyon Dog Park, and you can actually hike to Dog Lake from this side.
It's way fun to do that. Yeah, that's I would definitely agree with that one. Find the two-headed lamb.
They're at the Daughters of Utah Pioneer Museum, which is a cool museum, very interesting museum. They have a taxidermied two-headed lamb. Somewhere in the museum. I dare you to find it.
How about that? All right. 100 Things to Do in Salt Lake City Before You Die. Jeremy Pugh, the author. You can find the book at your fine retailers, including online.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Will, thank you for being here as well. We'll see you tomorrow from 7 to 11 on the Mountain Morning Show. Until then, get on a pair of 6.